Baking ingredients can be classified as major or minor ingredients. Major ingredients such as flour, sugar, shortening, eggs, and leavening agents are the important ingredients or the main ingredients used in producing any baked products. While minor ingredients like flavoring, salt, spices, coffee, wines, or chocolates are essential to attain sensory qualities of any baked products. Let us discuss the different major ingredients in baking. First is flour. Flour is finely ground meal or any powdery product from cereal grains, root crops, starchy vegetables, or other food like seeds. But the main source of flour is wheat. Flour is the most important ingredient in bakery product for it gives bulk and structure to any baked good. Also, flour is averagely composed of 64 to 71% of starch, 9 to 18% of protein, 2 to 3% of sugar, 11 to 15% of moisture, and 1-2% of fat and mineral. We have three common types of flour: all-purpose flour, bread flour, and cake flour. Bread flour or hard wheat flour is made from hard wheat that contains 12 to 14% of protein. It is necessary for the bread to rise and to form its shape and structure. It is creamy white in color and slightly coarse when touched. The second type of flour is all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour is also known as general-purpose flour or family flour. This type of flour is a combination of hard wheat flour and soft wheat flour. It contains 10 to 11% of protein and is used generally for baking. It can also be used in making specialty breads and for making pies and pastries. It is white in color, fine when touched, and less lumpy than soft flour. The third type of flour is cake flour. Cake flour is also known as soft flour and is made from soft wheat that only contains 7 to 9% of protein. This type of flour is best used in producing light, fluffy, and tender cake bases. Low protein content makes this type of flour produce a product like cakes. It is white in color and easily compacts when you squeeze it because of its fine texture. Our next major ingredient is sugar. Sugar is a sweet, soluble carbohydrate obtained from various sources, but the main source of sugar is sugarcane. Sugar can be monosaccharides such as glucose, fructose, and galactose, or it could be disaccharides such as maltose, lactose, and sucrose. Sugar has a lot of functions in baking. First, provide flavor and color. Next, tenderizes the product by weakening the gluten strands. Third, provide food for the yeast. Next, serve as preservative. Next, act as creaming or foaming agent that assists the leavening agents. And lastly, garnishing. There are also different types of sugar, and these are granulated sugar, powdered sugar, brown sugar, superfine sugar, muscovado sugar, sanding sugar, turbinado sugar, and pearl sugar. Another major ingredient in baking is shortening. Shortening is any fat used in baking. Generally, it is called shortening because it shortens the gluten strands of baked goods. The flavor of a baked good depends on the type of fat used and the way it is incorporated. In pastry dough, solid fats shortens and tenderizes the gluten strands. In bread, it helps increase the volume and lightness. And cake batters, fat incorporates air bubbles and help leaven the mixture. There are also several types of shortening. We have butter, lard, margarine, modern shortening, and of course, we have oil. Butter is any fat substance produced by agitating cultured cream. When butter is added to any baked product, it gives a rich flavor and tenderizes baked goods. It contains an average of 80% of milk fat. Another type of shortening is lard. Lard is made from pork fat. It is a solid white product at almost 100% pure fat, and lard produces flaky, flavorful pastries such as pie crust, but it is slightly prone to rancidity. The third type of shortening is margarine. Margarine can be made from or can be manufactured from animal, vegetable, or combination of both, and it is composed of 80 to 85% of fat. It is also composed of flavorings, colorings, emulsifiers, and vitamins. This type of shortening is an imitation of butter because of its composition. It has the same amount of fat content. To sum up the functions of shortening in baking, these are the general rules of shortening. First, makes bread products tender and improve flavor. Second, assist in gas retention, giving better volume and crust. Third, prevent the cohesion of gluten. Fourth, improve the aroma, color, and texture of baked products. Lastly, improve the shelf life of baked products because of its moisture content. Another major ingredient in baking are eggs. Eggs are considered complete protein, containing all the essential amino acids humans use to build other proteins needed by the body. Both the yolk and the egg white contains protein. It represents almost 50% of the total cost of any baked product. Thus, consider the baking ingredient with the highest cost or expense. And these are the effects of eggs in baking. First, moistening. Second, enriching due to fat in the yolk. Third, emulsifying due to the lecithin in the yolk, therefore, better keeping qualities. Next, aids structure due to the proteins which coagulate at 65 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. Fifth, better color and appearance to baked products. And lastly, better eating qualities. Our next major ingredient is leavening agent. Leavening agents produce gases that cause the dough or batter to rise. In the presence of moisture, heat, and other ingredients, the leavening agent reacts to produce carbon dioxide gas that becomes trapped as bubbles within the dough. When a dough or batter is baked, it sets, and the holes left by the gas bubble remains. And these remains give breads, cakes, and other baked goods to rise and increase in volume. There are three classifications of leavening agent. First is physical leavening agent. Second is chemical leavening agent. And the third one is biological leavening agent. In physical leavening agent, we have two types, the air and steam. Air is often incorporated in butters or in egg whites during beating and whisking. On the other hand, steam. When moist butters are introduced to high temperatures, the liquid in the batter rapidly transforms into steams. Then the volume of the batter increases. While in chemical leavening agent, we have three types. First, baking soda, baking powder, and cream of tartar. Baking soda or sodium bicarbonate is an alkaline compound that releases carbon dioxide gas when combined with an acid or moisture. While baking powder is a combination of sodium bicarbonate and one or more acids, generally cream of tartar. It releases carbon dioxide gas if exposed to heat and moisture. On the other hand, cream of tartar is a tartaric acid and is a fine white crystalline acid salt which is a byproduct of the wine-making industry. It is used in whipping egg whites and to stabilize them and allow them to reach maximum volume. The last type of leavening agent is biological leavening agent. Yeast is a living organism, neither plant nor animal. Yeast belong to a separate kingdom in taxonomy, the fungus kingdom. Leavening with yeast is a process based on fermentation and the process of converting sugar to alcohol and to carbon dioxide. There are types of yeast. First, dry or granular. Second is compressed or cake type. And lastly, instant yeasts. The last major ingredient in baking are liquid ingredients. Liquid ingredients provide moisture to rehydrate and activate the yeast and other leavening agents, and bring together flour and other dry ingredients to make the dough. It also improves the formation of gluten strands during the process of kneading. There are also types of liquid ingredients, and these are water and milk. Water is the cheapest ingredient in baking, while milk gives flavor and richness to baked products. And those are the different major ingredients in baking. Again, the major ingredients in baking are flour, sugar, shortening, leavening agents, eggs, and liquid ingredients. And now, let us proceed to the minor ingredients. Minor ingredients are not as important as the major ingredients in baking, but they are essential in attaining the sensory qualities of baked products. They are used in small quantity but contribute to the enhancement of flavor and texture of the baked products. These are the ingredients that add distinction and character to baked goods. Examples of minor ingredients are flavoring, vanilla, salt which gives flavor and retards the activity of the yeast, spices, wines, coffee, and chocolates. And those are the different major and minor ingredients in baking. Hopefully, you have learned a lot from our lesson.